When I was a Jehovah's Witness, I knew that I liked men at the age of 7. Yet, these are the kind of things that I was told in my youth growing up from this book, Questions Young People Ask. This is volume 1, and they have several chapters that try to help gay Jehovah's Witnesses to deny themselves and live a pure life free of such a sin. Here's some of the things that I was told growing up from this book, and it poses hypothetical questions that somebody can ask you and what you can respond to them. So one of the questions is, after somebody asks what's the Bible's view of homosexuality, they ask what's your view of homosexuality? And you should say, I don't hate homosexuals, but I can't approve of their conduct. Remember, if you're guided by the Bible's moral code, then that is your lifestyle choice and you have a right to it. Don't feel ashamed of your view. And then it cites Psalm 119, verse 46 about telling about the reminders of the Lord and not being ashamed. For one thing, being gay, what your attraction is not a lifestyle choice. It's not a choice and it's not a lifestyle. You being straight, you didn't choose that. And it's not your lifestyle, it's just what you are, correct? But we as gay and bisexual people and trans people have to be told that that's our choice, that it's a lifestyle. That's not the case, that's not how that works. Being a surfer boy is a lifestyle. Being a horse girl is a lifestyle. Being a tomboy is a lifestyle. Those are choices. You can change that. You can't change your sexuality. Let's talk about the comparisons that they make with being gay. If somebody asks, doesn't your view of homosexuality encourage prejudice against gays? Not at all. I reject homosexual conduct, not people. You could add, to make a comparison, I also choose not to smoke. In fact, I find the very idea of it repugnant. But suppose you're a smoker and you feel differently. I wouldn't be prejudiced against you for your view, just as I'm sure you wouldn't be prejudiced against me for my view. Am I right? The same principle applies to our differing views of homosexuality. 2 adults having consensual schmecks. I guess I can't really say that. I hate saying that on this app, but I have to watch my tongue. Anyway, it's not harming anyone, right? Unless you're doing something unsafe. That's one thing, and that applies to anybody having sex. But smoking is harmful. It's been proven. Leads to cancer, leads to early death. Being gay doesn't lead to early death just cause, right? Then if someone says homosexuals can't change their orientation, they're born that way, this is their response. The Bible doesn't comment on the biology of homosexuals, although it acknowledges that some traits are deeply ingrained. Even if some are oriented toward the same sex, the Bible tells Christians to shun homosexual acts. Here's a suggestion. Rather than get ensnared in a debate about the cause of homosexual desires, because they naturally don't have the knowledge about these things that they think they do, emphasize that the Bible prohibits homosexual conduct. To make a comparison, you could say, many claim that violent behavior can have a genetic root and that as a result, some people are predisposed to it. What if that was true? As you might know, the Bible condemns fits of anger. Is that standard unfair just because some may be inclined toward violence? Here we have, again, a stupid comparison, because violence is dangerous and harmful to others. Me doing something with another man in my bedroom, like I did last night, doesn't harm anyone. It's nobody else's business. We just did it for each other, to enjoy each other. That was it. Nobody was harmed. Nobody was harmed. Nobody even knew until I just said it. This one's the real kicker. If somebody asks, how could God tell someone who is attracted to people of the same sex to shun homosexuality? That sounds cruel. Yeah, doesn't it? The response could be, such reasoning is based on the flawed notion that humans must act on their sexual impulses. The Bible dignifies humans by assuring them that they can choose not to act on their improper sexual urges if they truly want to. The Bible is not unreasonable, nor does it promote prejudice. It simply directs those with homosexual urges to do the same thing that is required of those with an opposite sex attraction, to flee from fornication. But the difference is, people with opposite sex attraction can get married, and those marriages are recognized by society and the public at large. But gay people cannot get married according to Christian standards, so they will have to shun fornication for the rest of their lives. They'll have sexual desires for only the same sex, but have to act like they're not there and destroy their mental health, their natural sexual urges, for the rest of their lives to please some invisible being that has never spoken to them and never proved that he exists? Fuck all the way off. All the way off, because it's a shitty comparison. Not only can you get married as a straight person and act out your sexual urges whenever your partner's willing, but you can live in society freely without any flack from people trying to be all up in your business about what you do in the bedroom. You can have kids of your own and make beautiful families and have people celebrate your wedding and your anniversaries with you without it being some kind of moral dilemma. Not have people make constant podcasts about you and your sexuality, or have preachers on the pulpit telling you that you should be shot in the back of the head for your sexuality. Even if you have sex outside of marriage as a straight person, you're not going to get vilified the same as if you were gay. When it comes down to it, your God made the possibility of being gay a thing. If he exists, logically, he put that possibility there by putting the fail-safe of imperfection from the fruit there to begin with. And supposedly, according to some ancient text translated so many times, being gay is wrong. It's a sin. Nobody cares. I don't believe in sin. I don't believe in your God. And these things that you're telling people, they're wrong. There's also a box about what about bisexuality? And in it, oh my God, they say, you should be aware that same-sex attraction is often nothing more than a passing phase. 16-year-old Lisette says, talking to my parents about my feelings made me feel better. Also, through my biology classes in school, I learned that during the adolescent years, hormone levels can fluctuate greatly. I truly think that if youths knew more about their bodies, they would understand that same-sex attraction can be temporary, and they wouldn't feel the pressure to be gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Nobody's pressuring you to be gay. They might ask you to experiment with things, but again, you don't have to. That's a part of consent. You don't have to consent to do anything that you don't want to do. Straight, gay, bisexual, whatever. But it's not temporary. That's a lie that they would tell people for the longest time. You're in the bloom of youth. These desires will go away. I'm 30 years old. Still kicking. Still here. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the lack of understanding and these people thinking they can speak on things that they'll never relate to. Ever. Oh, it pisses me off.